Welcome to one of the main events of the cycling season, the mythical Paris-Roubaix, with its flat terrain and numerous cobbled sectors.
Hey, Decathlon Gamer, and welcome to Tour de France 2021. This is our special races series, and it's the second episode in this new running series. And last time out we did Liège-Bastogne-Liège as a one-off. Today we're going to do Paris-Roubaix as a one-off. We ride with probably the weakest team in the entire peloton, being Goal, Continental Pro Team, small Continental Pro Team, and we're going to take on Livens, who will be very lucky to finish anywhere near the top 30. That is the goal. That's the objective. We'll see what we can do with this one and see if we can pick up some XP to continue to unlock some races so we have more options besides really just two right now, because the third option, Tour de France, 21 stages, and the game's a little too buggy to get through 21 stages. Alright, we've got a while yet before we hit the first cobbled section. Let's go ahead and speed things up until we get there. Right now, 6 riders in the break, including Mikhail Kwiatkowski, but they are just ahead of us, and you can see a few of these guys, Dukenik in particular, not too interested in letting him up the road. Possibly some of the others, but I would think he's the one that they're really after. We're in Troyville for the first cobbled section. And there's a whole lot of cobbled sections still to go here in the most difficult cobbled race on the planet. So far so good, as we have a nice front position, but I don't know how long Livens will be able to last ultimately in the group, as Livens is low mid-70s when it comes to flat cobble ratings. Stamina resistance aren't great either. This very much is not somebody who's going to be competing in the final group. Our goal is to survive into a second or third group on the road, maybe fourth group on the road, but be just inside that top 30 ultimately in the end. So we've got to be really, really careful not to use up too much energy, but then at the same time, we don't want to drift too far back and then miss a huge split and end up well back of the front groups. So it's going to be a management issue, and we'll see how well we do it. There's already about 40 riders out the back, so that's actually really good news for us if they can stay away, if things pick up. So a couple little splits back there. You can see Van der Sande, Van Poppel, those groups. That's a lot of riders that have already missed out on the peloton. And yes, it's more than a minute, but our group is pretty large, so they're not really that far behind at this point. And as we hit this next cobbled section, it's going to string out, so there's every chance that those guys get back on. Let's just go steady. We don't need to be getting into sprint mode. Sprint is going to really cost this rider a lot. I don't think he's going to do well in a sprint scenario. Okay, those back guys have not regained contact, or at least at this point. Alright, ease off for now. So far, so good. And those guys did not regain contact, but their distance is right about the same as what it had been. Alright, let's just try to hold steady tempo, back off a little bit here. Markov slowing us down a little bit. Okay, we see another split off. Pick up pace a little bit. We don't want to drift back too fast. Right, wind coming from this cornfield on our right, so we don't want to be on the right-hand edge. We want to stay towards the left or towards the middle a little bit. Okay, we've seen a little split just ahead of us, and this is what I was talking about. It's so easy for these splits to occur, but I think we're in a position where recovery will happen quite quick. Yeah, there you go. Okay, we are back in, and at the moment, it's 50 riders, but no pace right now, so they're kind of riding easy, back to 95. But if it stays at something like this, I mean, our odds get better and better and better as these groups drop off further and further. The Pollock group might regain contact. They do, 106, 108 now. Ease off a little bit on the pace. Try to be steady. Back off a little more. That's good.
At the end of the next sector, the riders will reach the first feed zone, where a few moments of rest before facing the remaining.
Coming up on the feed zone. Let's go ahead and gel up and recover our energy. Okay, that's good. Not fully recovered. Get back off even more. Okay, De Klerk, not necessarily the guy I want to follow. Didn't mean to go to the front. I'm just riding steady at the moment. Uh-oh. There we go. Game was acted up. We're back up to 148. No wonder I went to the front so quick and easy. .146 chasing 9. We're in the feed zone. We'll get our gels here in just a moment. Allow myself to drift back a little bit. Alright, we got a gel and we're almost at our full strength, but we've lost a fair amount of energy so far, which is why it's quite clear we're not going to be around in the final group at the finish. We can get through the cobbles okay. We're definitely managing tempo well at this point, but how high we finish, I don't know. Okay, back into that nice position and recovering at the moment, and we come up on the next cobbled section here momentarily. 133 left in the group. It's a lot. It definitely went back up from what it had gotten down to. I mean, I know for a moment it was in the 40s, and we were off the back of that, but that came back together right away. It was about 90, and then 100. And let's see again with the pace as it lifts, more and more riders regain contact. We're just not pushing hard through. Like, we're really not pushing hard right now. Let's speed things up for a little bit. We've got a little while till the next sector after this.
If the first sectors have already scattered the peloton, the race between the favourites should only start from the trench of Arrow.
All right. Now we're picking it up into the next area. 3 sectors coming up. So another split there. At the moment we have 111.
Time difference between the peloton and the breakaway is steady.
3 minutes to that group of 9. And not much of a push right now is allowing riders to get back up here. I'm in recovery mode, so I'm okay riding at the front right now. Splitting off a few riders. I'm just good enough in rating. I think it has more to do with what's going on at the back, punctures and whatnot. Four-star Wallers section, 71 left in the peloton, and those riders that did get dropped didn't recover contact, or at least not at this point. But this is where things are beginning to pick up. I'm down to the middle of the group, so I don't want to drop too much further back here. A little more effort to put in here. Boris Fali, teammate. Got a couple teammates up here with me. I've got some teammates out the back. Now down to 66 in the peloton. Getting smaller. We slowly recover our position to the front a little bit.
Which, if it does not decide the winner, often performs a first selection between favourites.
Okay, we're good so far. 64 in the group, 63 now. Kwiatkowski's group, 9. Their gap down to 2.5 minutes, so we pulled back a minute on that over the last while.
To the trench of Arenberg.
Alright, here we go. 2K. Oh, that was not what I was trying to do. I was trying to set control and it did not go to the pace I wanted it to go to. I'm gonna have to ride a lot harder here. Because there's a split happening right in front of me. I'm 50th. I dropped back quite a bit in that moment. And you can see these guys are going backwards and losing contact, and I need to be in that group. Okay, coming out. Gonna accelerate and get back on. 35 of them up there. And big acceleration coming out. Okay. We'll get back on here in a second. I'll leave for a second. Just try to get shielded from the wind momentarily. Gel for the red bar. Is 1,600 meters long and is classified as difficulty level 3 out of 4. Almost in contact. huge gaps behind, so this is absolutely the big move of the day. And we are back into it. Back in the group. For the moment. Briefly losing contact here. Ride hard. Get back on. There we go. Now we're actually on. Not just making brief contact. Maybe it is brief contact.
The head of the race is 1.5 minutes lead on
No, there you go. Alright, we are in the group, but that used a lot of energy. Alright, this is time to gel both gels. We're going to use the rest of our red. And then we need to use our stamina gel as well. 33 of the group. The front group dropped somebody, so they're down to 8. They also lost a minute on their gap, so it's down to a minute and a half. And this is definitely it. I mean, this is your decisive move. We almost missed it. We technically did, but we recovered. We recovered, and now we've got another. I'm going to use all of that gel. Hope that we can hang on to the next feed zone. But that's going to take a lot out of us. Down to the front 40. So our goal of a top 30 still certainly can be realized. But we'll see how high we can actually place. Big effort as we enter this. 3.7k is so long. We cannot afford to be pushing overly hard through here.
Last time checked with a breakaway. 1 minute.
Still in the group. Still looking good at the moment. I'd love to see a few riders getting dropped. But not us. Hopefully not us. And we are seeing some separation at the moment. Up the effort a little bit. Try to cover the gap. Just cautiously. We see lots of guys going back. And that's going to thin that out, by the way, into that just final 30 before long. Okay, I think we're about where we can manage to be. I don't think we can push much harder here. We're seeing so many riders getting dropped. It's not just a few. We see a lot of guys have blown up. Tom Pidcock with me here. Surprising he is this far down. We're coming out of this now. Alright, so there's 5 left off the front. There's 18 in the peloton. And I'm right on the verge of cracking, but I've found a group of 5. So 5 and 19, that's 24 plus 5 of us. That's just inside of 30. Okay, recovery starting to happen. Okay, let's follow. Make sure we stay with this group. We are just off the main peloton here of 19. And I think we're about to make contact, and we do. Okay. 24, chasing 5, is under 30 now. So we might just have made our goal, but we still have a couple sectors to go. And, come on, dude. There you go. 27 chasing 5. It's going up, not down, but as long as we don't drift too far back, which we're already getting there, so we can survive through here. So again, no gels left and very low on energy at the moment. Go save. Moved back up. Somebody else is going to have to chase those guys down, not me. Go ahead, Pidcock. Be that man. Ooh, Van Aert. Van Aert missed that little split. He'll lead this thing back up there. Oh gosh, right into the next sector. I've got a group of 10 and I'm very much at the back of that. About to crack, and I'm trying to get my energy balanced here. All right, really lost track of kind of where we're at in the scheme of things, but we are 23rd position right now. And we're right on the verge of blowing up. In the 22nd position.
The front of the races are entering the second feed zone. Then it will be the Paris-Roubaix to
Stibar on the follow. Alright. This should allow some recovery. Yeah, feed zone. '22nd position. We are spread out all over. There's only 9 riders left in the peloton. But 22nd position means top 30, so this is ultimately where we need to be. We are getting the tiniest amount of recovery at the moment on Stibar's wheel. Here's the second part of the feed zone, so we're going to be able to begin using those gels here in just a moment. We're going to need to use them right away. Pidcock, Youngles brings it back. There we go. Okay. Immediately into the gels. Okay, we're going to save some of that for later. We've still got 65 kilometers. This is a long, hard race. Okay, ride what pace we can. Hope we can make our way forward gently. Youngles is certainly riding hard, but we can't ride too hard here. Making our way forward. This is good. This is improving our position. We're not hurting too bad. Gonna make contact with these two. Got Stibar with me. Drucker.
It's now the turn of the Orshi sector to welcome the riders. 1,700 meters of cobblestone.
I'd like to make contact up here. There we go. Caught Toynes. We've caught Drucker. We're up to 19th position now on the road. It's Luke Rowe ahead of us. Stibar is going to roll through.
In a few kilometers, it will be another key moment for the race with the Mont-Pivel sector. However, before that, the 4-star sector 11.
Okay, we are starting to form a power group here. There's 6 of us. There's 4 just ahead. That's 10. And then you've got kind of the main 10. So this is the secondary peloton now. Or at least the 2 groups that will most likely eventually form into that. And then that puts us in the 10 to 20 range in terms of position. Or at least 15 to 25. And not 10 to 20. But you can see those guys are falling apart ahead of us. So as we catch up to them, it's going to improve our position.
700 meters from Orshi to Bercy.
55K to go. Lots and lots of racing still. T-bar fading. Ay, 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 ay. Come on. I set control and it goes blank on me. It's gonna stop doing that. I've got to figure out how to engage that the way I want it to engage. Arvidi from that front group going backwards. Kwiatkowski going backwards. Rowe going backwards. Currently 18th position, and we are slowly bringing our way forward through the field. The front riders all together again. That's 11 at the front. So right now I sit 16th. That means as a group we are 14, 15, 16, and 17 in terms of placement. We've got 2 more riders right in front of us. And then that's everybody except that front group of 11. So we have really, really made our way well. And now it is together. So now it's just 11 riders ahead of us, 5 giving chase. Managing things well. We still have most of one gel. We still have a decent amount of another gel. But we are a minute 11 behind. I don't think we're going to catch those front guys. The next 7, though, you never know. It's almost a minute between us and them. We've caught Nawson. That's one of the 2 riders we gained contact with. This is a really strong group. Much stronger than myself as riders. So the fact that we're even with them, the fact that we've moved up a good 10 positions over the last handful of sectors. Pretty phenomenal stuff. You can see there's not much left in the legs, though. We are really slow. We lost over a minute through there. And we got 2 riders close behind. They're really not pushing. We need to ride on. Yeah, see now 2 riders have caught us. Tunisia, 3 riders just behind us. I'm willing to put some work in. I'm not going to ride too hard, but I'm not thinking about beating all these guys. I'm thinking about keeping the guys behind us there, you know, behind us. So I'm going to have to do some riding for that to happen. Nice quick. We're up to 9. I'm not getting any help here. I don't like the idea of letting guys behind us coming back at us to gauge group strength. At some point we got to start riding, and because we're getting further and further behind the front groups. I mean, we've lost 2 minutes on them since everybody else quit riding. Going backwards, not forwards. More firepower means you got a chance of catching them, but if you lose 3 minutes in order to do that, you're not going to catch them. At this point, I think we're already at that point. It's going to start to pull away a little bit. Don't want to get dropped here. Okay, a little bit of recovery happening. That's good for me. Lampart has attacked that front group. Splits up, comes back together, splits up, comes back together. Luke Rowe, the only one working right now for this group.
A 2-star sector is now on the menu. The difficulty of the sectors will then increase until the Carrefour de l'Arbre.
We're getting a little more recovery happening. It still have my gels for the final bit, so we've got a chance. And right now, we're at the moment anyway, guaranteed top 20. And Gilbert, group of 4.
The breakaways holding off the peloton.
Coming back at us. I really don't want them to catch. Every little group that catches us just lowers my position potentially. Front 11 all together again, but 3.5 minutes off. Van der Poel now attacking. We've opened up a slight gap to the chase group, which has doubled in size. So there's 9 of them now chasing the 9 of us, and there's only 20 seconds between us. It was 10 seconds to 4 or 5 guys, so there's 2 groups that came together, but now they're 20 seconds behind instead of 10 seconds. Now we see a participation, group effort. We're at 15 riders now. I'm going to attack. Going solo. Let's see if it breathes some life into that group, and a few guys joined me, leaving the others behind. Either way, it did split the group again. There's only 12 left. Now 7 left. Okay, now I'll just ride that steady tempo. 10 seconds ahead of 7 riders. I'm fine with 7 catching me. I don't need to keep them off. I just needed to split the group back up. I'm too weak to beat those guys when we get to the line. I won't win a sprint. So if they don't want to ride hard, if they let me get away, then I can secure 12th position. And if they do ride hard, then they'll split, and a handful will catch me, and then now I've got a smaller group and a better position. So there's my aggressive move. We'll see if it pays off. For now, they're at 11 riders. We're not going to get a top 10, but that wasn't necessarily our aim. I certainly don't want to be dropping out of the top 30 simply because everybody out of the top 10 decides they don't want to ride and they all come back together. That's just silly. Brief little arrow tuck. Back into control mode. Energy. Let's go ahead and gel up.
The peloton is riding hard. Stay well placed.
There we go. Alright, front group all split. Sagan has been dropped. Asgreen is 9 seconds clear. And I've pulled away. I'm 35 seconds ahead now. And it's just Christoph chasing. He's gone clear. So now I'm more than half a minute ahead of what is considered the peloton, the group that I left behind. Push a little harder through here. We need to open the gap. Christoph just 10 seconds behind. I don't mind if he catches me. We could ride on together. Those guys did come back at me a bit through there. So they rode hard. It split the group. There's Christoph. Okay, now we'll follow Christoph.
sector left for the rider at the front.
Nearing the end of the race. Final 17K.
Bunched peloton.
Christoph work for now. There's a group of 8 that have nearly caught us. Sector 2, 900 meters. And it's back together. It's back together. I've been caught by this group, and now it's just 8 riders at least. It's definitely come down in size. Stibar, Nawson, Seneschal, Youngles. It's the better guys of the group. Toynes, Tunison, yeah. If I don't get left behind by them, because that was exactly the problem that I knew I was facing. I felt I had to attack the group, but it's worked out fairly well. We're down to 7. I think Christoph got dropped. So the work was too hard for him, and he didn't manage his energy well. He caught me and then got dropped. And now we're pushing, so now there's no reason for me to put in an effort at the front. But there is an effort necessary to keep their wheel at the moment. Oh, control! Go, go, go! Hey, hey, hey! And I lost him. Great. Control. There you go. Oh my gosh. Controls aren't working. Controls aren't working. There we go. Okay, well I end up getting dropped by the group as everything goes haywire again, but I was dropped by the group anyway. They did a little acceleration and I just could not respond to it, so that is not necessarily on the game, but I did lose the controls there momentarily for a few seconds. But right now, 18th is looking pretty dang ideal for the day. Vanderpoel, small group of 5 at the front. Pedersen riding 6th with Van Avermaet now. Coming up, I can see. Here's the soccer field. Velodrome is close. We've caught Toynes. Toynes accelerating away. Just trying to use his slipstream there for a moment. There we go. Getting a little recovery because I'm in the slipstream now. I want that slipstream, so we're going to use this time to recover. Van Aert takes the win ahead of Asgreen, Lampart, Van Mark, and Vanderpoel only 5th place after leading along the way there. Pedersen and Van Avermaet 6th and 7th. And into the Velodrome. Kung takes 8th. Turgis takes 9th. Sagan is 10th. Right now I sit 17th, 18th. 1.6K. .2. Can we escape? I'm out of blue bar, so it's using up the red bar. 500 meters. We blow up right before the line. I was thinking about the gel, but we do cross the line in, I believe, 18th? A top 20. it's a top 30 with Livens, who is a very, very weak rider compared to those around us. So that is a fantastic result for us. It would have been nice if I could have hung on to those guys when they made that acceleration. But outside of that, I mean, even then, what difference is it going to make 12th versus 18th? I don't think that's going to make any XP difference. A top 10 would have, but for the weakest team, one of the weaker riders in the peloton, a top 25 is absolutely phenomenal. That top 30 was going to be hard to achieve, so very happy with that result.
He has managed to tame the...
Sixteenth was our final position overall, so even better. So yeah, 16th. I'm very happy with that. We beat Seneschal to the line. We beat Toynes. So I passed Seneschal right before the finish there. I thought that was somebody just coming onto the velodrome. It was Seneschal finishing up his lap as well. So we actually ended up overtaking him right before the finish. So we were 18th, and then we beat Toynes. And then we also beat Seneschal to the line, so we moved up 2 more spots. So 16th, there you go. Really nice result, all things considered. And, Nawson, Stibar, Tunison, Jungels might have finished ahead of us, but we beat a whole lot of guys to that line. I mean, we were with Oss and Pidcock and Rowe not that long ago, and you can see how far those guys finished back. Drucker was just outside of that group and almost made contact with us. He finished at 7:46. So we were seconds ahead of him on the road, and we end up finishing 3 minutes clear of that. So, yes, good. I'm really starting to figure out how to manage your effort on here and preserve. So we take a weak rider and finish way, way higher than he should have finished. So you can see closest teammate, Boris Vallet, we were with him. We were behind him on the road when we had missed that split much earlier on with about 67K to go. Vallet and DuPont were in that front group. We ended up finishing 9 minutes ahead of those guys. So making that gap, making that move was massive in terms of our overall placement. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.